Guys, you're probably wondering how the heck am I going to survive that torpedo strike, but you're going to have to sit back and wait till the end to find out. But let me go ahead and introduce this game here and why I'm sharing it with you. This is the Atlantico, a Tier 7 battleship from Pan America. It's a new country segment in WoW's Legends, where this is the only ship. It's a premium. They haven't even released a battleship-specific captain for it, but the shtick on this thing is that it's about, it's supposed to be for mid-range, has incredibly good secondaries, and this is really built with a British, the main guns are British, and the 381 millimeter, and then you have the American dual-purpose AA, and that's kind of their shtick, right? That's kind of their thing, and what they're aiming for, or trying to be known for. So what I've done is I've taken the one and only captain. It's the generic captain that's available, and kind of built this thing out for secondaries. See how that works out. Kind of have fun with that. And at the same time, I'm sharing this with you because, it's pretty exciting and whatnot, but I don't know. Some videos are fun to share with you because there's a lot of things getting blown up, and it's like, that's cool. Great. Look at me. I've destroyed, 5 ships. I got the Kraken, 6 ships, whatever. And that's cool. It has its place. I don't know. Maybe I'm changing or whatnot. Although that's still fun. As I kind of peel away the layers on this, I focus more on, the gameplay itself. And if I focus on the gameplay itself, making good choices for the team, then it seems like those opportunities to do well, air quote, whether it's kills, XP, whatnot, damage, they kind of lend themselves, they kind of fall into place. So it's kind of like, don't focus so much on trying to get that bullseye so badly. Just focus on the form, right? So let's go ahead and just jump into it. I'm just babbling. I don't know. Fast forward out of here. So what I'm doing with this ship here is really kind of skirting the line as those enemies in the northwest were kind of appearing and whatnot, and I was going to take some shots off of them, and I did. As you can see here, down the middle, you got some YOLOs. Sometimes it works well, sometimes it doesn't. But it's like the best case scenario. You've got these DDs right in my secondary range. I mean, extremely in my secondary range. And we're not alone. So, I mean, they just really fell into the hornet's nest, and it's a great opportunity, really. I thought this game kind of showcased, wow, thank you for allowing us to take a look at the secondaries on the Atlantico. Granted, this little island's going to give us a little bit of a hiccup. But these secondaries are a little different because it's almost like you have, cruiser guns on this because of the size of them. So it means a lot longer reload, but, they're bigger. More kapow with them. We've taken out one DD. The other one's smoked up, hiding in there. No, I'm just, I know I've already played this game, but I'm going to tell you, even while I'm playing this, I'm like, this is not going to be successful. However, a new variable just entered, right? Well, it's 2 variables, right? What is my team going to do? Are they going to lose it and not get focused or whatnot? But you got the Tier 6 German P. Heinrich that just came in full health. Well, was full health. But you can see this guy's already brought down to half. And again, another example of what do these secondaries look like. And we're looking really good with our health. He's got a lot to deal with. And then I really want to get rid of the DD. I feel like that's kind of a high priority target just because it can slip away. And the other aspect too, which I think we really need to, as players, focus on, again, all humble opinions, absolutely maybe disagree, is that instead of focusing so much on what you want to achieve, getting all your guns in play and going for that citadel and this, that, the other, and just finishing off that one guy who's low health, I think that, and that's absolutely good strategies, don't get me wrong, but it can't override the big picture. And I feel like the big picture is lost a lot. So, and this is just kind of my journey, is switching over to, I feel like I've had pretty decent situational awareness even before, but I'm at a stage now where it's like, okay, one target might be low health, oh, look, I can get the kill. I'm going to focus on him and keep working it, and maybe I can get the kill. Well, sometimes that's not the most important thing to do because, say, a DD all of a sudden just got spotted and is available, and that target may not stay spotted for long. So that now is the priority. So you really have to prioritize. I think that's really the key, is really prioritizing what's happening on the battlefield, or, in this case, the battle ocean, dare I say. Over here, you've got, again, I'm thinking about it, the minimap. I really live the world through the minimap. And because this thing turns like a brick, it just kind of makes sense for me to kind of make this counterclockwise turn. And I'm also, too, just kind of hovering around seeing, okay, what's happening? No one's really pushing, if you notice, especially in the west, and thanks for my dog making awesome sounds. We rescued that dog, and he's a real knucklehead. But, no one's really pushing. Now they're starting to push, and now I'm going to go ahead and start sniping from afar. So even with all that, you've got up to 60,000, rounding up, 60,000 damage. Not bad. Half the team is still alive, actually more than half the team. So it's a pretty good battle overall from my perspective, especially looking at it from a team effort kind of approach. And this thing is really doing some wonders here, bouncing those shots with the angling of the hull. And you've got some pretty good battleships out there to contend with, right? You have the smaller calibered Scharnhorst, but man, they can still, once in a while, it can really still sizzle to you if you got a bad angle. Sitting there at tier 6, but you also have the really, really big guns there on that American battleship, the New Jersey. So, kind of curious to see how this is going to play out. As you can see, I was really keeping an angle where I wanted to bring in all my guns into play, but try to keep it as narrow as an angle as possible to try to deflect any incoming shots. Then I'll go ahead and shoot, right? And then what I'll do, taking not into account the terrain, right, because we have to avoid that, but then what I like to do after I shoot is try to get that angle again, make it steep, in an attempt in case they shoot at me. I'm also visually checking to see where they're aiming, what they're looking at. I also wanted to go ahead and move forward and get involved with, get my secondaries involved with the battle as well. So I had to get into that zone there. So now we have just that one battleship, at least in our front, and I have to make a really hard turn so as not to get stuck, because I feel like movement is a really good defense versus being a stationary target. Apologies for what is pretty obvious, I think. All right, here we go. I'm going to turn around and let's see who's going to get this kill. Trying to get those guns in play, at least the forward guns. And look at that. Again, sure, it took out my gun, but hardly any damage. So really, really happy with this ship. But like everything else, you have to play it correctly. So helped out with the damage big time. Up to, gosh, when I started talking on that one segment, we were at 60,000 damage, and now we're at 104, right? So we have one battleship left, 2 DDs, and now it's really just kind of hunter-killer kind of approach here, or, the fallback plan for me is then capturing, right? Really hard to chase people down in a battleship going, 24 knots. That's not fun. Another thing I'd like to point out too is, and again, you guys know this, but I'm just really kind of shedding a light on it, is really the importance of the team, and it's nice to kind of watch. I mean, it's changed over time, but it's pretty much hovered around the same, right? If you look right now, there's almost like a line drawn through the map. You can see our battleship kind of just north of midway of the map. You can see our DD is south because it's busy, kind of kiting and battling southwest. But the point is, we really had that nice line, dare I say line of defense, but it had a nice line where, kind of equally pushing / holding that line, putting pressure across the map. And I feel like that really helped getting us to where we are. But before we get too excited, I mean, it's 406 to 330. Yeah, we're winning and we'll probably win, at this stage of the game, but crazier things have happened, right? Good job here on the AP only, by the way. Surely you've noticed it or heard it on the grapevine. But good job there on the AP only main guns that took out the DD. Now we see the last of their battleships, and we have a hidden DD somewhere, but wait, we really know where it is. Why? Because it's capping. So here's really where you have to make some decisions, right? Are the battleships going to turn around and try to disrupt the capture? It would take a year and a day to get there. It's almost like you don't have a choice. At least somebody on our team needs to start capping, right? Meanwhile, you're really hoping that the DD, which it looks like they're going to do, is going to go ahead and try to disrupt the capture. So that's good. The other thing, too, that I'm thinking about, though, is, oh, thank goodness they were spotted. So now we really see where they are. The other thing you're thinking about, too, is, you know, what's going on in the mind of this player, right? I mean, I know I'm overthinking it, but just for the fun of it, let's just maximize. Let's get the, you know, let's try to squeeze all the juice out of this thing, right? If there's an opportunity to get more damage, which means more points, more money, right? Let's go ahead and take advantage of that. So I know I would, if I was the DD, and you know you're not going to, well, I shouldn't say you know, but you're maybe, if you're spotted, you've got an opposing DD, you're probably not going to capture. I'm just saying, maybe you will. Maybe you're going to take out the enemy DD. Maybe the red's going to take out the blue. But for me, based on my assessment, if I were in the red DD's shoes, is I would go ahead and say, okay, well, I'm probably not going to be able to sit here and not be messed with for, you know, 2.5 minutes, whatever. Maybe I should go and try to head up north and through the Narrows and, you know, get some more damage, get some torps on some battleships. So I don't assume anything, especially since well, now it's back. So especially since the blue flag was not being captured. You just don't know, right? You got to keep an eye on that. See, again, now, so it's contested, not contested. So now he's not in the circle. So is the DD coming up towards us, or is it playing peekaboo with our DD? I don't know. So I'm thinking, here's the deal. Here's the deal. It's going to be really hard because right now, if we don't cap, and this is really the punchline of this whole video. Well, and there you go. He's coming north to try to get some love off us. If we don't cap, and if we can't hunt down that ship, then we need to, you know, we need to cap. So you really have to make a decision, especially since we've invested, we have 1 minute and 20 to go. What if this guy evades, right? And we left the cap. Oh, and here comes some lovely torps. And there we go, fingers crossed. Okay, that was kind of a semi-miracle there. We've got 8,000 left. I hit the recharge there, but here's the thing: reset the health, right? But reset the flag. So now we really have to take this guy out. Is pretty much the only way to win. And there we go, yay! So close call, close call. All right, so we're jumping into the victory screen here. 427, 184 for the silver, 116 and change for the damage. Came in first place. And there you go. That's the video. You know, I just want to share with you that that experience in the Atlantico. I don't see it a lot out there. Tell me what you guys think about it, and I'll catch you in the next one.